Iraq's foreign minister is blaming al-Qaeda members for orchestrating the uprising against the Syrian president. In a news briefing, he said militants from the terror network were flowing into Syria. Violence there, meantime, worsening, with over 100 people killed in the last 3 days. Reports say fighting's intensifying in Homs, where troops are clashing with rebels. Let's get some thoughts from Paul Sheldon Foote, Middle East expert from California State University. Paul, good evening. Syria's been saying all along that its uprising was orchestrated by militants from abroad. That's not new news to us, is it? Do you expect Western nations, though, to open their minds as to who's behind much of the violence, not just keep blaming the government?
No, unfortunately, the Western nations are the ones promoting the war on terrorism. They are promoting the terrorists. And as you've noted, that's been revealed over and over again, bringing them in from Iraq, including the Iranian communist MEK terrorists on our list of terrorists, and yet we use them. You name it. We're using terrorists there and everywhere else. It's terrible.
Why do the American public seem blinkered to this?
Well, as noted by your comments leading into this, the American media is terrible. The journalists either publish lies or they don't do any research whatsoever. It's nonstop. I mean, I've been reading the last few days these ridiculous stories about Syria, that a small religious minority took control of the country and has enslaved everyone else. Total nonsense. Assad's father was a socialist, member of the Ba'ath Party, promoting pan-Arabism. There wasn't an ounce of religion in him. There wasn't an ounce of religion in Saddam Hussein, and there wasn't an ounce of religion in Gaddafi in Libya. And yet we see these lies over and over again. Even yesterday in the Jordan Times, I posted a comment against the foreign minister posting such lies.
Well, let's pick up on what the Iraqi FM said, that weapons are still flooding into Syria, and we've been reporting on this for a while. They're coming in through Turkey under US control. How can these countries supplying arms be sure they are not getting into al-Qaeda's hands? It's a question we've asked before, but good to ask it again, I guess, as the violence continues.
I don't think they care. I think they would be happy to see a civil war and a breakup of Syria. The Kurds, for example, would love nothing better than a breakup of Syria. Of course, they would also like a portion of Turkey, Iran, and Iraq. So the Turks are doing some amazing things by promoting all this behavior against Syria. Could come back and bite them when a portion of their country is carved out by the Kurds.
After the meeting in Cairo, the Syrian opposition groups still can't, it appears, agree on anything except the desire to see President Assad leave. I guess that disunity that we're seeing makes it hard for the West to keep supporting them, doesn't it?
Not only that, but the big lie of the West. I mean, the Western media has been filled with stories critical of the election of a Muslim Brotherhood candidate for president in Egypt, and yet a majority of the Syrian opposition are Muslim Brotherhood. They don't bother to explain that to Western readers, that they're just two-faced hypocrites and liars. That how can the Muslim Brotherhood be good in Syria and bad in Egypt?
The death toll continues, the violence continues, despite all the international efforts we've seen to bring peace. How likely do you think is any kind of unity government in the near future?
I don't think there's any chance of it. Both sides are dug in. I mean, if anyone, any Arab leader, anyone else is awake during what happened to Libya, they should know it's better to fight to the last man against NATO than to roll over and be killed.
You've been following this very closely. How do you think it's going to end up then?
Well, that depends on Russia. If Russia makes it very clear, hey, we've got a naval base there, leave us alone. Just as America has a base in Bahrain, and we've told the world we don't care what the leader of Bahrain is doing to the people there. If Russia stands firm, it will go away. But if Russia vacillates, then NATO will keep pushing.
Paul Sheldon Foote, thanks for your thoughts. Good to have you on the programme.